Yes, we want to talk about cryptography and embedded systems. So I want to start with what we currently do in our flash controllers. Now, if you consider, for example, a micro SD card, it's clear that we don't have that much computing power, but still the SD spec gives us not very much time to boot, but we want a secure boot, so we need to verify signature during a very short boot period. Also, as most storage devices, we want some real-time encryption and hashing. So we need some hardware acceleration, and surely we need AES and hashing in the flash channel, and we need for key management and for authentication use cases, we need TRNG. Those are not really problematic. We don't really have an issue there with post-quantum in the post-quantum era. However, we need a public key coprocessor to calculate the secure boot or to verify the signature during the secure boot. And this needs to be exchanged if we go to the post-quantum era. But exchanging this public key coprocessor is very, very expensive and takes a lot of time, as we need to integrate the new public key coprocessor, which uses MLDSA, for example. We need to integrate this, and this is not just plugging it into the XE bus, but we also need to consider the different clock domains the coprocessor might require, and we need to consider clock gating to have a good power efficiency, stuff like that. And then when we have a logical design, we actually need to verify this logical design, need to make a physical layout. Then we can order multi-project wafers, wafer chips, which are already quite expensive, so we can actually test this in silicon. And then we probably need to do some fixes, again, verify and do a layout, and then we can order masks. These masks are extremely expensive, so we don't want to do a complete redesign, complete new chip design just to change the public key coprocessor. So the question is how can we do this more efficiently? How can we faster and cheaper transition to new post-quantum algorithms in this case, but new crypto algorithms in the general case? And the answer is by outsourcing this to a secure element. So if we integrate a secure element into the package and actually say we outsource all the security to this secure element, except of course real-time cryptography like encryption and hashing, which has to be done in the data path, and we don't want a secure element in the data path. But if we do this, we can actually much faster exchange this secure element for a different one, for a modern one that perhaps has new cryptographic algorithms, supports larger key sizes, has more flash for storing keys, stuff like that, or is more secure against new side channel attacks. Now, of course, if we do this, then the mask ROM that is used to boot the flash controller would now, for verifying the signature, call the secure element. So it doesn't verify the signature on its own, but actually hands a header for the firmware image to the smart card or secure element, and tells the secure element to verify this. And only if the secure element verifies it correctly, the flash controller boots the firmware. That's kind of the idea. But if we then want to change the secure element, it's clear that the protocol that we use to communicate with the secure element has to be static, but this is not a problem. We usually use ISO 7816, which is the standard for smart card communication. So we don't really have an issue there.